Hello, 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 and welcome to Chasing Sound Live, episode 15. It is the second one, I think, of 2022 so far. So you can see I definitely need a shave, and it is 100% very freezing here in New Jersey. But I was excited to hop on here, talk to you guys about some of my favorite guitar stories of the week. I also have some really big news about Chasing Sound's Six String Sunday newsletter that's been going out for a lot of years. Um, so I definitely wanted to hop on here and talk about that. But yeah, it's kind of chilly up here. Trying to keep all my guitars in check and make sure that they're all right. I think it's supposed to get down to, with wind, -8 here tonight. So I'm not really looking forward to that. But but yeah, I'm playing a lot of guitar, practicing a lot lately. It's been keeping me warm here in New Jersey. But yeah, really just excited to hop on. I got some big news for the newsletter. A little bit of like kind of inside baseball for the newsletter because I haven't really talked about, who hosts my newsletter or, how many people are subscribed to it, what goes on with it. But yeah, I got like a good amount of people on there right now, like a couple hundred people that have been building up over the years. And a lot of people, will reply to me and talk about all these cool guitar stories, which has made me really psyched to do it for this long. Has to be going for a really long time now. I think we're at over 200 issues or something, and it goes out every Sunday. So probably, yeah, I would say like probably over 4 years at this point where it's been going out consistently. Um, but yeah, the newsletter's changed a little bit, and I am moving, starting with tomorrow's newsletter, to Substack, which you might have seen some people on there. Ted Joya, a bunch of different music people, writers, all sorts of people from all different walks of life. Um, and without getting too crazy into it, I just wanted to let you know what you guys could expect. So, for everyone who's been enjoying the newsletter so far, I have imported everyone into the new platform, and you should just be able to receive the newsletter tomorrow, and everything should go as planned. If it doesn't, and if you don't receive the newsletter, please let me know. I am just Brian at chasingsound.com. So definitely reach out to me, and I would like to know if you get it or if anything is going wonky with the newsletter. Um, but yeah, that's number one. And number two, I was looking for a way, as I'm trying to focus a lot more on the newsletter and a lot more on the site in general, these live streams, doing more videos, doing more social media for the brand, um, is really just looking for a way for you guys to support me because these things do have a cost. Thankfully, stuff like YouTube doesn't, but some of the things like hosting every month for the website, some of the stuff that goes into the hosting for email when you get more subscribers. So that kind of led to the change for me wanting to move to Substack. So again, if you're on the newsletter right now, nothing's going to change for you. But if you do want to support me, I am setting it up right now where you can pay like a small amount per month, or you can pay an annual subscription fee. And right off the gate, there's, I'm still playing the planning phase for this, but I knew I wanted to move over as soon as possible so I can kind of get the ball rolling. So that's number one. ConvertKit really didn't have that for me, which is who I went with before. I really love that brand. I think they're really cool. Nathan Barry and all the people over there, I think they're awesome. But yeah, Substack's platform will allow me to give you guys a lot more, especially if you're subscribed, if you're a paying subscriber to the newsletter. Um, the only thing that you should notice that's different for the newsletter itself is maybe a little bit of a different format, like the way it looks. But otherwise, it's going to be the same sort of thing with links every week about lessons and gear, or just my favorite stories that I found in the guitar world that week, with some of my commentary, which again been going out for years now. So that's what's going to stay the same. What's going to change again is that paid component. If you'd like to support me, I would love to have you. That'd be awesome. Really does make a big difference, even if it's like $4 or $5 a month. It does make a big difference if it's a lot of people per month. Um, Starting in the spring, I'm going to try to add more components to the paid aspect. I want to give more value there. I'm thinking of something like around like an audio component to it, maybe some more in-depth thoughts on that week's links. thinking about something like mini lessons, maybe like a lesson per week or a lesson every other week. I'm still getting it going, but that's where you come in. I would love to let you guys respond to me here in the comments of this video or elsewhere if there is a thing that you would enjoy, that would make it worth it. Please let me know. I'm a patron of many guitar players on Patreon. And I've been messing with that too. It's not in the works yet, but I have been messing with it a little bit. I follow guys like Chris Sherland on there, Ben Eller, Ariel Posen. I'm a part of his Patreon, and certain things I think are really really worth it, and certain things I don't think are worth the price. So I've been doing a lot of research, myself as a subscriber myself, and again, I want to provide the most value for you for Six String Sunday. So go ahead to Six String Sunday right now. Wow, you can see I'm out of touch right here right now. I haven't been doing the stream for a week or so. You can head to chasingsound.com, and let me just show you what that looks like right now. So this is the website right now. All you have to do is head to this sign up button on the right in the right sidebar if you're on a desktop, and you'll be greeted with something like this. So Six String Sunday Club, a little bit change of the name because again there's going to be a paid tier to this, but Six String Sunday Club, so SSSC. And one of the other cool things I liked about this is that Substack allows people who aren't subscribed to kind of get a preview of what your newsletter is about. And I always wanted that. I always wanted people to be like, let me take a look at this newsletter and see what it's all about. And I feel so good about it that I'm hoping people do check it out. On top of that, there's a really cool archive here. So if you're subscribed, even if it's for free, there's always a cool archive at chasingsound.substack.com of all the past issues. Now, again, I've been doing this for a really long time. If you ever, had read an issue in the past and you want it, I can email it to you for sure. But this is going to be a better way going forward, at least from 2022 on. It's not really super easy to import all the past newsletters right now. I tried, but kind of starting fresh with this whole move. So, making a little bit of a change there with Substack, and I'm excited. I geek out about some of these tools, and I'm excited for that to happen. So yeah, Six String Sunday is coming out tomorrow. I'm not gonna post it to the website like I normally. I'm gonna post tomorrow's to the website, but after that, I'm just gonna leave it be with Substack, so you can view the archive over there. And I think I would like more people to subscribe there. That's my intention, and I'm just really excited about it. I said that I was gonna do a lot of stuff for 2022. I think this is the first thing where it's really going to make a big difference. Now, I hope that didn't bore you, but I hope it excited you because there's going to be a lot of cool stuff coming there. But let's talk about what's actually going to be in tomorrow's newsletter, because there is a lot of cool stuff I've been checking out this week. First and foremost, there he is, Mr. Steve Vai. There it is, the new album. I have had 2 albums in heavy rotation this weekend. And it's Steve Vai's new Inviolate, and it is Eric Gale's Crown albums. They're both really, really good. Steve Vai's new album is definitely, he's still doing new things, not only on songs like Candle Power or Knapsack, Candle Power with all the weird left-hand techniques, and Knapsack entirely playing with just his fretting hand. But even with like the Hydra, which, speaking of which, we have this cool video here where he was talking to Ibanez, and he made this really wacky looking guitar. Ibanez made it, and he said it was in the works for about 5 years. And then in about a year and a half or so, in the last year and a half, they were actually able to make this wild looking guitar for him, which combines a 12 string, which is like half fretless. I think the middle one is a regular 6 string, and then he also has a bass, which I think is a half fretless too, on this guitar. But the first song off the album, he plays with this monstrosity of a guitar. There's a 12 string neck, which is half fretless. And it has all sorts of crazy things. It has a piezo pickup. It has the sustainer. It has all sorts of wild things. Um, this is like one of those very Steve Vai guitars, right? If you saw him off stuff like the Ultrazone, he had a wild looking guitar like this. I feel like this is the next chapter in his life um, for weird guitars. But yeah, it's just really really cool. The new album is really good. Um, it's traditional Vai. He had a lot of cool guests on it. Brian Beller, a lot of great drummers, and the Dragonizer, the climax regulator. There's a lot of weird stuff going on in this guitar, but um, it looks really cool. And they were asking him. I was reading the Guitar World interview if he is going to play this guitar live. Um, he said it's super heavy, and I don't know if he is. I think the biggest thing that we have to get excited about is that after going through, I think it was two surgeries, maybe three, maybe another one coming up. That delayed his tour. First, the pandemic delayed his tour, and then three surgeries delayed his tours and his albums. He started off trying to do an acoustic album, but now he came out with Inviolate after that. Just to he after going through all these different surgeries on his right arm, on his thumb. I'm just happy that he's still physically able to play the guitar and in the Guitar World interview, I just really liked his even at over 60 years old, his like go gettiness of still wanting to play, and even things that he thought he couldn't play, he forced himself to play at this point and saying, I can do this. Let me just stop talking about it and start doing it in real life, right? So yeah, there's a lot of cool melodies, a lot of eeriness. There's some funk on there. There's some, there's classic Steve Vai on there. It's a really good album, and I think I'm going to be listening to it quite a bit over the next month or so. Next up, I've been listening also to Eric Gale's new The Crown album, which we heard a couple singles. The one over here you can see, I Want My Crown, with Joe Bonamassa, that they kind of play together with. Joe Bonamassa and Josh Smith produced this. So they co-wrote some of the songs and they produced this whole album, and it's been talked about for a very long time, and now we finally have it. I've been waiting for this for so long. The production is so cool. The sound of the album is so cool. I can imagine seeing this album played live. I know a couple. I know at least one of our guys in our Discord actually went to go see Eric recently in the last couple of months and said it was really really cool. But yeah, Eric Gale's new album, The Crown. There is stuff that is like Hendrix on here. There is stuff that is like Stevie Ray. But of course, he's making it his own, and it sounds killer. Another album which I will have playing, a lot over the next couple weeks and a couple months. Go check it out. It's on every streaming service right now, but definitely check out this first track, I Want My Crown, featuring Joe Bonamassa, who also seems to just be putting out albums at a crazy pace, and also seems to be producing at a crazy pace as well. He's been producing a lot of albums lately, including this one, and it's cool to see all that he does. It's very inspiring. And Eric's story is really inspiring too. He's addicted to drugs. He was in jail, I think, for a little time, and now he's been sober for 5 years. And it seems that, like, I read an interview with him as well. Seems like from the interview, he is really psyched on life and excited that now that he's off drugs, that he can see clearly, and just excited for what will come for him, right? Because I think maybe Joe Bonamassa, as popular as he is nowadays, he can hopefully elevate him and get Eric the recognition that he deserves. Because, man, he is one of the greatest guitar players that we have out there right now, especially in this like blues, rock, funk. There's a lot of gospel on this album. That's really cool. The whole album is uplifting, and if you're looking for something that's not just guitar and has vocals on it, well, this album is good for you too. And not only that, but it's very, like I said, it's a very uplifting album with a lot of interesting topics that he talks about his own life. He only talks about his own life, and he also talks about he comments on life for everybody right now in America. So a lot of crazy topics on here. from a guitar standpoint, he is playing a number of guitars, but they were talking about this Magneto Eric Gales RD3, which you could actually pick up. I think the first 100 on his website. They're shipping in February, and he is playing this guitar on the cover of I think it was last month's Guitar World, but it looks really 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 nice. The Strat style, of course, gold hardware like the bridge, the input jack, the pick guard, and it looks really nice. Um, the Raw Dog, there it is. But yeah, really really cool. Even the bar I think is gold, but and then yeah, I think over here, yep, there it is. There's his signature right in the middle of the neck. This is really cool. They're sent directly from the manufacturer in France, so hopefully they'll get to you. If you order ahead of time now, they said they're shipping by the end of February. So really, really cool. If you haven't checked out Steve Vai's new album, or you haven't checked out the new one from Eric Gales, go check them out. They're really, really good albums. There's a lot of stuff coming out now. Let me see if I have anything else in my catalog that I added. Um, there's new stuff from Franz Ferdinand, the guys who do Take Me Out. I've been listening to a new single from JD McPherson. Um, Beatles got a remaster of their classic concert from the Get Back film, the rooftop performance. And yeah, there's a lot of good albums out this week, but really definitely go check out Steve Vai's new one and Eric Gale's new one because they're fantastic. Okay, so those are two things I've been talking about a lot. They're going to be in tomorrow's newsletter. I'm going to link to them. Also in the newsletter, we're going to be talking about this video from Premier Guitar, where they got together 10 different guitar players who played Dumble amps. So guys like Joe Bonamassa, guys like Kenny Wayne Shepherd, Robin Ford, and they talk about, how much they covet these Dumble amps and how amazing they've been, the tone. Each one treats these amps as, like a real rarity. And it's because they are, there's not that many of them out there, that are easily acquirable, as far as I know. But this was a really cool video where they got so many different guitar players. If we skip around here a little bit, you can see, let's see. First part is pretty long, actually. But you can see, yeah, all sorts of different people talking about their Dumbles. And here's Joe. You can see he has quite an arsenal in his what looks to be his practice space. But yeah, really really cool thing. Dumble amps on Premier Guitar. We definitely lost a legend of the amp making space. Thankfully, for people who can't afford these type of amps, there are pedals that kind of recreate it. There are modelers that you can kind of use to try to get a feel of some of these amps. I'm sure nothing will be as close to the real deal, and I'm sure guys like that are in this video would say that too. But they are really cool amps, and take a look on Reverb. I think Dumble amps on Reverb last week or the week before that were like the most searched item of the week. So says a lot. And this video, which is about a half an hour, says a lot about who Dumble really was. From a more playing perspective, Paul David put out a great video just 5 days ago where he gets a bunch of different guitars together and teaches you, or at least goes over 10 solos that he believes are iconic solos that everyone should know. I think it's a good list. Actually, someone did here in the comments a nice little timestamp for everything. So Beatles, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, stuff like John Mayer's Gravity, Metallica Fade to Black, Red Hot Chili Peppers Californication, some Floyd, Jeff Beck, some Nirvana, right? So the cool thing about these is that they differ a little bit. Of course, Nirvana and Gravity are different, But I think that's what's so cool about this list is that these are all very approachable solos. They definitely have a different level of how easy and hard it is to learn them, um, but they're pretty cool. They're pretty pretty approachable for the most part. Stuff like Gravity. Will you get them right off the bat, and play them perfectly? No, but I think that journey is part of why learning something like these solos is so important because it makes you a better guitar player. You learn technique, you learn dynamics, and you just learn different styles. And the cool thing about these 10 is that what I like to do if I'm ever, going over a list like this is to see the commonalities between them. Like, are we using the pentatonic scale here? Are we using a mode or just the major or minor scale? Maybe something else. Um, how are these solos outlining the chord? So this is a very cool video, and if you're looking to get into solo playing, like you're just starting out and you really want to, learn some really really cool solos and learn a full song, not only just the rhythm parts but the solo parts themselves, go check out Paul's videos. As I said a million times, one of my favorite creators here on YouTube. Then, speaking about some of my favorite creators on YouTube, we have Andy Wood, who is talking about his Woodshed, his Woodshed episode 86. One of his patrons asked about how they can play guitar like Ian Thornley, who's one of my favorite guitar players, songwriters, singers. He's the Canadian Chris Cornell, right? I just love his music. I've always loved Ian Thornley's music, Big Wreck, his solo stuff, his side projects. So yeah, if you haven't checked out Ian Thornley or Big Wreck, fix that today, right? In addition to the Vi and Eric Gale's albums, go check out Ian Thornley and anything that he does. But this is really cool where Andy Wood is talking about using chromaticism. And, he doesn't entirely focus on Thornley really much in this video, but he talks about a couple different ways to use chromatic notes similar to somebody like John Petrucci or Steve Morse. Andy is such a killer player, not only on guitar, but on other instruments as well. And his solos are fantastic. Getting those chromatic notes into your scales, into your leads, and really, if you're moving quickly through a lick, the listener won't notice it as much, other than to be impressed by it. Typically, it'll sound fancy because there's going to be a lot of notes going by, and I think that's why it's so important to know some of the theory of this stuff, because the chromatic note is obviously probably going to be out of key, but you would be trying to hit target notes along the way. So yeah, the comment here says it all, right? Andy, you're not just a great player, but you're a great teacher as well. So yeah, this is about a 17-minute video. I watched it 2 or 3 times over the last couple days. But go check out Andy's channel. He has almost 30,000 subscribers. He should have many more, as far as I'm concerned. Look at all the stuff he's been doing lately. Stuff on Steve Morse, hybrid picking, buying your first mandolin. Like I said, he's great on not only just guitar, but on mando as well. Tele techniques, unlocking intervals. I mean, for him to, it's just a fantastic thing that we get all this great music, not all this great music, all this great teaching from Andy, who's such a killer player, for free on YouTube. So go check that out. And if you're not subscribed, I think he also has a Patreon as well, with tabs and music and hangouts and everything. Not part of that one yet, but I've been thinking about all the things that I am subscribed to, what's giving me value and what's not. I might be subscribed to his Patreon soon. And speaking of great teachers, this is definitely one of my favorite ones, the favorite videos of the week, from Ross Campbell, another guy who, anytime I see a video come out from him, maybe because we share a lot of the same love of blues rock, I usually watch his videos. I like the guitars he plays. I like the way his videos look. Definitely one of my favorite guitar channels on YouTube. In this one, he talks about why the blues scale in particular is not really great all the time for the blues. And now that depends on, what type of blues progression you're playing. But if you're playing a 1-4-5, and a lot of those chords are using, like um, a dominant tonality, you don't have the right third of the chord that is typically in those chords when playing the blues scale. So the cool thing about this video is that he kind of talks a little bit about the theory and why the blues scale does not work, what can work for it, how to use neighboring tones, how to target different tones in these chords. So as you see right here, he's targeting the major thirds of the 5/4 and the 1 chords during their changes. So again, I know I've talked about this so much over the last couple months, but in 2021 and 2022, that has definitely been and is going to be one of my major focuses. I've been doing a lot of triad work personally on playing triads all over the board for different chords, and I think that's helped a lot in being able to nail certain tones when I'm doing a lead. I'm trying to break out personally of box shapes as much as I can. Of course, I'm always going to typically start on a box shape, but because I've been down those paths so much, I'm trying to break out of that stuff, use the box as a starting point, but then kind of like look at it as the triad shape and see where my root, third, and fifth are, my seventh, and just try to hit those notes as consistently as I can, and think about the other chords. Now, we don't always get to do this. We don't always get to do this when we're playing live, especially if we're sitting in on a blues jam or any other type of jam, if we're just trying to learn the song for the first time. But doing this over and over again while you do have the time at home will help you become a better player and be able to do that on the fly a lot more. And then the last video that I wanted to talk about today, just before getting into one last guitar thing, is this new video from, well, I guess it's not new, but this newer video to the JHS YouTube channel about collecting pedals. Now, Josh from JHS has been collecting for a long time now. I think, I didn't know this number, but I think he said he had about 3,000 pedals in his collection, which is kind of wild. And in this is a video that came from the Patreon archives, so this is kind of cool that they're posting this for free on YouTube. He just talks about how to sell, how to collect, how to sell on eBay or Reverb, how you should collect, why you should collect things that interest you, how to collect by brand, how to collect by era of pedals, how to collect by pedal type. So if anyone knows about pedals, it's definitely Josh. I loved his all his insights in the pedal movie. I think he's really knowledgeable about this stuff, and every time I watch a video on the JHS site, I'm surprised. I'm not surprised. I'm just in awe of how much he knows about pedals. So go check this out if you're interested in getting into pedals, not only just to flip them or just to build a collection for yourself. Go check this out because it's a very, very cool video, and I just love Josh's setup. I love his videos as well. JHS videos are another set of videos that I always watch typically when they come out. So that's pretty much it. Definitely a shorter one today than usual, just because there's so much I'm doing, to get ready for tomorrow with this Substack stuff. Just trying to prepare the newsletter for it, learning all the ins and outs of that whole system. But I did want to talk about, I've been, if you've been watching any of the live streams, I am looking to get a new guitar. I'm looking to get one of these PRS Silver Sky SEs. Looking particularly for the Stone Blue or the Dragon Fruit. I want to kind of see them in person, but that's what I'm kind of going after. But in addition to PRS, there's a lot of brands that came out with new guitars for 2022. Again, not all of them are in stores yet. A lot of them are on the way. But Fender put out a massive lineup of new guitars for not only Fender, but for all their sub-brands as well. And I kind of want to just go over that with you live. I've seen some of these, but I haven't seen all of them yet. So we can kind of look at them together and just kind of see what's cool, right? Hanging out, seeing what's a cool guitar. So yeah, Fender has a lot of sub brands, you know, Fender, Squire, Gretsch, Charvel, Jackson, Eddie Van, you know, the Eddie Van Halen brand of guitars and effects. When I was in their factory in California, it was cool. I got to see all these things being made under the same roof. You'd be surprised at how big or how small some of the brands are under that roof. You know, like Gretsch had a smaller room in there. I remember Charvel, I saw a stack of Guthrie Govan guitars getting made, some stuff for George Harrison signatures and signature amps and everything. It's a really cool thing. I don't know if they're doing tours anymore at the Fender factory, but if they are and you're out there and you get a chance, definitely go check it out because it was such a cool bucket list thing to go check it out. But yeah, let's take a look at some of the new stuff that they're offering. So we got some new models. They're saying being inspired by the golden era, the JV modified series takes cues from the highly sought after early 1980s Japanese vintage reissues. Oh, this is cool. So this is like a HSS version. Let's see, can we move these? Oh, there we go. 60s Strat. Ooh, 60s Telly. These are pretty cool. 60th anniversary Jag. Nice. Paramount series. Never was a huge Fender acoustic fan. I know they do come out with some cool, yeah, it's a parlor size. I know they do come out with some cool guitars, but not my thing really. Hammer tone pedals. These are kind of wacky. So it seems like they're trying to compete with some of the other brands, you know, like a Boss or maybe even a JHS in this land that is like about $100. That's always cool. I am going to check these out because I like the way they look. They look very old. And $100, that is the right price for a pedal. I feel like, you know, it's very easy to pick one of those up. Got a couple different amps. What I was excited about and I heard about was all these Squire models. And I think, you know, I just can't believe how these guitars even look for being a Squire. This is a 40th anniversary Strat vintage. Ooh, man, that's really nice. 40th anniversary Telly in gold hardware. Oh, man. Another nice guitar here, too. These look like real Fenders. 40th anniversary Strat. Jazzmaster in gold. Yeah, vintage again. And then I heard about these. This Starcaster, they're bringing it back. These are not my favorite body shape. I'll just be the first to admit. But pretty cool for the price. And they say active Starcaster. So what are they using here? Not sure the pickups that are using. SQR active. Okay. I mean, that's kind of cool. Again, not a huge fan of that color or that body shape, but I know a lot of people were into the Starcaster, you know, a while ago. I am really digging, you know, some of these 40th anniversary Squires, especially their color schemes look really nice. This 40th anniversary Strat Gold Edition, that's awesome. That Telly, awesome. Very, very cool. So that's Fender and Squire. They have a lot of stuff coming out though in 2022. I don't think that's everything. I know they have probably some signature models as well. Yeah, here's some of another look at these Squires. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, these remind me of like almost like a John 5 Telly in a way. Yeah, I mean, pretty cool. 40th anniversary Squires. Let's see. I don't know if they have any prices on these, but I'd be interested. I can't imagine they would be over $500. And if they're not, man, what a cool guitar to get started with, right? Then Gretsch has some stuff coming out. New pickups, colors, technical advances to its Electromatic, Streamliner, and Jet lineups. There's so many ads on this page. You know I always hate that, but these look really cool. A lot of cool stuff going on here. Gretsch Electromatic classic hollow bodies. Jet Barry, that's cool. The Jet BT, yeah, some really cool lap steel, Streamliner. The acoustic looks like a parlor sized guitar. Player's edition. The cool thing about this, I mean, yeah, sure, this player edition is about 3Gs, but the Streamliner is gonna be like about 550, 449. What's so funny is that in in the Vi interview, he was talking about on one of the tracks. I can't remember exactly which one, but one of the earlier tracks on the album, he was playing a Gretsch, which he doesn't often do. You know, he's typically playing his Ibanez's, but he said he was playing a Gretsch, and he's like, "I love those guitars. They're really cool. They have a unique tone, but I feel like they fight you." You know, and it's true. I've played a bunch of Gretsch guitars, and like a White Falcon, all these really beautiful guitars, but yeah, they're not easy to play all the time. Um, Another brand for Fender is these Jackson. So if you're more of like a rock guy, a metal guy, Jackson unveils new high-end concept series and a sleek signature soloist for arch enemy guitarist Jeff Loomis. This Randy Rhoads-esque checkmark, that's a cool camo finish. I like that here too. That's really nice. Um, Here we go. Concept Randy Rhoads in white with black pinstripes, two grand, and then the Concept Series Road in desert camo. I don't know why, but I really love that guitar. Oh man, look at this in the back of it. That is very cool. I am very into that. I really, really love Randy Rhoads, and I think that is a very cool looking set of guitars. Concept Series in walnut, also really awesome. Reminds me of Charvel. Also neck through. Seems right. Um, 7 string in satin bourbon. Here's the Jeff Loomis soloist, which I'm never a big fan of this style of, I don't know what to call it. I'm not really sure, but not a big fan of this look of a finish on the body. But I guess if you like Jeff Loomis, that's kind of cool. I like Jeff Loomis. He's a great guitar player. I love a lot of his side project stuff too. But yeah, that's really cool. Moving on to Charvel. I mean, if you watched this, you know I love Charvel. Um, Unveils the OG Pearl White Jake E. Lee signature model and more in the 2022 Pro Mod release. They're always coming out with cool stuff. This reminds me of like Jake E. Lee ESP. Henrik Donhage. I'm not sure who that is. I got to find out who that is. That's a really wild looking um, Warren Strat style. Sean Long signature Pro Mod. That's very cool. A lot of these remind me of ESP, to be honest. The Pro Mod DK24, awesome looking guitar. SoCal. Yeah, I mean, some of these are cool. I'm not super psyched on Charvel's offerings this year. And I am a huge Charvel fan, but we'll see. And then last up, under the Fender brand, is the new EVH, new finishes, updates for the 5150 series, Wolfgang Special, Wolfgang WG standard models. So these look very cool. It reminds me of Dweezil Zappa a lot. I had a guitar, Charvel, that looked very much like this that I sold to get my current Charvel. Got the kill switch here. That's cool. I dig that 5150 series. Oh, that's a real nice finish. The green one is not up my alley, even though I had a guitar similar to that. It was a different green, slime green. Uh, but this is really, really nice. That's cool. Wolfgang Special. That's awesome. Not a fan of this. I don't understand why some of these colors come out, but that's awesome. Wolfgang WG Standard. Yeah, there's a lot coming out. Let's go for. I'm having fun doing this. I don't usually I don't usually look at guitars. I'm not a huge. I don't go crazy for gear, right? Like I love gear, but I like using what you got and then going from there. Let's take a look at ESP real quick. I wasn't planning to do this, but looks like Hetfield has a couple LTDs. He already had this Iron Cross, I believe, and the Snakebite is like a take on a Explorer. From what I've seen from all the Kirk Hammett stuff, and it looks like Kirk Hammett's going to have like it doesn't look like it is going to happen. Kirk Hammett's going to have some Gibson stuff coming out this year. I gotta imagine that James Hetfield's the next one to come out with a guitar, right? I think I talked about it in the newsletter coming up, but you got the if you go to Gibson, let's take a look at that too. There's so much to look at. The Mike Ness Les Paul Deluxe. This is awesome. 1976 Les Paul Deluxe. Only problem about this is that it's $9,000, right? I don't know. I love Social Distortion, but I just don't know who has $9,000 for a Mike Ness signature. What a cool looking guitar, but like just like this, just like the Jerry Cantrell Wino guitar. Can't seem to afford that. Oh my God! Speaking of which, whew, here's a $7,300 version of the James Hetfield Snakebite camo. I mean, I'm sure somebody will buy this that loves Metallica. I mean, I'm a huge Metallica fan, but that's just out of my league, man. What I like about ESP is that they do really cool stuff with their email list. And if you want to like check out some of their upcoming guitars, you can go on their email list and they'll send us different guitars throughout the year in advance of when they're going to come out for for the general public. So that's really really cool. But yeah, I mean that's kind of it for me for this week. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for checking this out after the fact. If you're watching the replay, I really appreciate it. Go follow me on Substack. Just head to chasingsound.com, go to the sidebar, sign up for free. And if you like to pay and subscribe, good things will be coming your way. I'm going to be having a lot of fun with the email newsletter this year. Been doing it for so long now, and I'm just really excited to continue doing it and providing cool value for guitar players, right? Um, I would do it anyway. I just love playing guitar, and I'm going to turn 40 years old somehow, some way this year, and it seems unbelievable. I've been playing since I was 16 years old, and just yeah, really looking forward to continuing on this journey. Learned a lot. Have some really cool lessons coming up in the next year, but yeah, I feel like you know, pandemic pending, I hope that 2022 is going to be a really solid year for all of us, and especially in the guitar world, we had a lot to look forward to. So, oh hey, I gotta look at I gotta look at my comments more. I just saw that I don't know if he's still on here, but I see that my buddy Justin's on here. Hey, I was looking at all these tabs in Safari and I didn't even see you were on here. But yeah, I really like the gold hardware on the Eric Gales guitar. I think it's really really cool. I think his original guitar that he was talking about that he had his signature was somewhere in like the $4,500 range. So the Eric Gales um, Magneto guitar is going to take it down to about $1,500, and it's still a beautiful looking Strat style guitar. So, uh, yeah, thank you so much for hanging out. We got a lot more live streams coming, got a lot more videos coming, got a lot more shorts coming for YouTube Shorts, for TikTok. Um, got a lot of stuff coming for the Discord. We're gonna have fun in there this year. Been having a lot of fun in there last year. Hello to everybody who is in the Discord. You are the coolest. We always have a lot of fun. But that's it for me this week, and I will see you in about 2 weeks. Head to chasingsound.com. I am Chasing Sound everywhere on social media. I'll talk to you soon.